Hello, St. John's friends. Today I want to talk about the Kyrie. It's part of the opening order of worship that when we are more fully together in the house of St. John's that we sing at our more formal liturgy at 10 o'clock. The Kyrie comes from the Greek Kyrie eleison, and it's followed by Christe eleison, and the final restatement, Kyrie eleison, Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy. And usually it's followed by the order for confession and forgiveness. It's easy to think about the Kyrie as being purely penitential. When we use that language, Lord have mercy, what are we saying exactly? We might indeed recognize the need for forgiveness, for our own need for confession, but there's something more to the Kyrie than simply dwelling on the idea of how sinful we are. The notion of the Kyrie describes more than that. It's more than one thing, perhaps. When we are together, typically during the season of Lent at St. John's, I know that one of our favorite Kyries to sing comes from the Evangelical Lutheran worship. And it's sung in a minor key, which invokes a feeling of penitence and inward reflection. But there's also something curious about this Kyrie, and it happens at the end. And you might notice that it gives a special spice or flavor to it. So it's kind of a nod to the blues scale, where we alter that scale degree and give it just a little more emotion or a different shade of feeling there. So, Kyrie, Christe, Kyrie, Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy. How might we look at this in a broader context, especially during times of pandemic where we often find ourselves saying, whether we know it or not, Lord, have mercy. Paul Westermeyer, in his book, The Heart of the Matter, talks about this in a little chapter called Church Music as Prayer. And he has this to say about the Kyrie. The Church's music is about praise to God. Our liturgies themselves are prayer, or more accurately, in them, praise and prayer come together in a curious and wondrous combination. The Kyrie, for example, is often viewed, especially in English translation, as a penitential plea. So it sometimes appears in penitential rites in response to a litany of our faults, or as a symbol of our misery between a confession and an absolution. This is probably a misuse of the Kyrie, or at least not its original or more intrinsic meaning. Its more characteristic use in the early church as part of the deacon's litany gives it the quality of a football cheer. Lord, you are the one who has mercy. And the deacon bids the people, let us pray to the Lord. And the people respond not with a penitential plea, but with, Lord, you are the one who has mercy. So he goes on to describe the experience of another person who put it this way. If you went to a 103-year-old African-American woman, he said, and told her she had just won $10 million, and she raised her hands and shouted, Lord, have mercy. That's what it means. Prayer and praise run together. So let our prayer be the Kyrie, Lord, have mercy, which means, Lord, you are the one who has mercy.